Do you still stick to what you said in 2012?
Why not? Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay.
He is still the biggest waste. Yeah.
Still the biggest waste
in the European Union.
Well,
yeah.
shall we hear from him directly? Shall we get him on the line and involve him in the conversation? Nigel.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. So you just your friend Guy Verhofstadt is here. You heard him, I'm sure, in the last few minutes talking about Europe. Very candid appraisal of Europe's faults, which I'm sure you would agree with. Only that he wants to use it for different ends. So
I mean, the one thing I would say to Mr. Verhofstadt is, of course, I have just helped to lead a campaign where my salary will be abolished completely, and I was the turkey that would vote for Christmas. So don't worry, Mr. Verhofstadt. Once we've left, I won't take a penny of EU salary. But I tell you what really interests me.
But you're still taking the money now, aren't you? And you're spending probably more time on LBC than you are in Brussels and Strasbourg.
Oh, no, I should be broadcasting from Brussels on Wednesday night on behalf of LBC, so I can take this show with me wherever I go. There's no problem with that.
But in terms of the European taxpayers paying your wages, you're a bit of a waste of money, aren't you?
Well, I'll tell you how it works. The more you're there, the more you cost the taxpayer, because every day an MEP is in Brussels, he or she sign a piece of paper, and they get given €300 in cash, tax-free. So the less I'm there, the less I cost the taxpayer.
So in other words, you're not spending the money that you could be spending in the pub or for having sumptuous 10-course lunches.
No, I'm missing out very badly on the wonderful lifestyle that is enjoyed by everybody in Brussels. Absolutely.
And when you are in Brussels on those rare days that you're there and you get your €300 a day, you're not spending that on big meals. You're just having a little sandwich of pret-a-porter to save money.
Actually, to be honest with you, I normally have visitors with me who I entertain and look after.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no, I do. And what I've found over the years is that if you bring taxpayers and voters and show them the European institutions, it makes them very angry, particularly those of an older generation who were told we were joining a common market, and they literally had no idea of the sheer size and scale of this European government that has been set up. They're appalled by the waste of money. They really are.
Okay, Guy Verhofstadt, what do you say?
I have nothing to say.
You have nothing to say.
Apparently, all the visitors were paying the meal of Nigel Farage.
But would you care to ask Nigel Farage whether he and Donald Trump are together trying to destroy the European Union? That seems to be the question of the day.
Yeah, it's obvious. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's also what I have putting in my book. That is an enormous threat, and I think it's a mistake by America, by the United States of America, to bid on the disintegration of the Union, because the best ally for the United States of America is a strong European Union, is a strong defense union by Europe, because a person can only walk on two legs, and also the American president. He needs an American leg at one hand, and I think he needs a European leg at the other hand. And so bidding, trying to disintegrate the European Union, revival of nationalism on the European continent is, I think, the worst thing what can happen for our citizens and for the next generations. Yes.
Okay, Nigel, your response? Nigel Farage?
Well, yeah. I mean, what is causing extreme nationalism is the European project itself. I mean, if you're Greek now, it's virtually irrelevant who you vote for in general elections, because you're run by the EU. You're told what you can spend and what you can do. And that's why we've got a neo-Nazi party now thriving in Greece. And I must admit, I first went to Brussels wanting the UK to leave, but I thought if the rest of you want it, that's fine. And what I've seen the Danes reject a treaty, be made to vote again. I've seen the Irish twice reject a treaty, been made to vote again. I've seen the French and Dutch reject the Constitution and be ignored. And I would say this to Mr. Verhofstadt. He can argue for his United States of Europe, but actually it has no legitimacy because nobody in Europe has ever voted for it. And I do firmly believe that it's coming to an end, and we'll see a Europe of nation states, and we'll trade together, and we'll cooperate together, and we'll have reciprocal deals together, and we'll all get on much better as a Europe of sovereign nations. And I'm looking forward to that.